Now, Dane, you just got a phone call. Would you want to explain a bit about that?
Yes, that was, it started with me, so they're just getting me back. Some time ago, Danny Mayers, who's the lead singer of the Deltones, a great friend of mine, I rang him up once and pretended I was a DJ and asked him all these questions, and they kind of got more ridiculous every question I asked, and just to stir him up. So yeah, they were hoping they were on air, and they're ringing me back to get me back. That's
was that actually Danny?
No, that was our guitarist Don. He's a mate of mine from home, and he's rhythm in the band now. But they all know about it, so I think I wouldn't wait for the chance to get me back.
Because my uncle was actually one of the original Deltone members.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, Keith Beggs. He was a drummer.
Sure. Yep. I've heard Danny speak about him. So.
Yeah.
And yeah, Danny's been in there 20-something years. He's had 2 stints in there, the last stint's been 20-something years. But
yeah, well, Keith
a real character.
Yeah, Keith Beggs was married to my father's sister.
Oh, wow.
And his daughters and all that sing as well. So.
It's, yeah, look, it runs through the blood, I think.
Forget his first name, Williams as well, was one of the brother-in-laws or something of my uncle. Yeah.
So. And Pee Wee's been in there, I think, 50. I think it's 50 years. They had their 50 years.
Yeah, since they started.
It's amazing, you know. So, and look, just hanging out with Danny is just, he loves music, and if you're a bit tired or whatever, and you're having a bit of a downer, not on the music game, but just on doing what we do, it's like, hang out with him for a while, because he could play every day, all day, and just being inspired by that, and someone's been in the industry that long. For me, it's about longevity, you know. I want to be doing this, you know, to the day I'm not here anymore, but you know, guys like that I love learning from, listening to their stories, and he's got some funny stories too. So
yeah. My uncle Keith Beggs, he was a very funny man too. I used to love a little trick he used to do with a hanky, and he used to be a rabbit. He used to make a jump on his arm.
Oh yeah.
I was always fascinated when I was a kid. He always used to come out with so many things. That was a good time. Yeah. And and then my cousin Texas Rose took on the music scene as well. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah, sure. That's great.
So we've got a lot of music people in the family.
Yeah. And they just love it. I mean, you've got to be in this industry to love it.
Yeah.
You know, it's, if you don't love it, I don't think you'll last. So it's about loving it and doing it and seeing what happens. I mean, there's so many people won't go for it and win certain things, but for me, winning is about creating some emotion for people, and if they love the song, and that's what it's all about.
So let's go back to your music history. Where'd you start from? Like, how many in your family play music instruments, and where'd you get the inspiration from? And
Dad'll laugh at this, but he's got one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my entire life. But so he seems to think it's pretty good. We're having a good laugh when he was singing some tunes, and Mum said, just stick to doing stuff in the shed. But his brother played drums for many years, many years in bands around Newcastle. And you know, country music for me was always, we used to take long trips to Scone, and on the way home, it was staring out at the stars for me and listening to country all the way home, and that's where the influences, I guess, came for me. I heard Johnny Cash and you know, that for the first time, and it's funny, the stories that you heard at such a young age, you didn't realise that you're going to come back around, and that's what's going to be in your heart that you want to do, and write songs and tell those stories. So yeah, I guess singer-songwriters were always played in the house as well. If it wasn't country, it was kind of like your Neil Diamonds, James Taylors, you know, people that told stories, and that's why I love country so much, because you get to tell a story, or you get to hear a story. And there's there's a lot of people now that, and that argument I've heard over and over is that's not country, that is. And the best thing about this genre is that in my car, I've got, you know, at the moment probably 10 albums, all country, all totally different. I mean, we should be proud of the fact that it's a broad genre, and you can have that, you know. So it's one of the only genres that can be so broad, and have Taylor Swift and then put on Johnny Cash. I mean, it's still under the country banner, and totally different acts.
Well, it's just broadening the mind, isn't it?
Makes it exciting, you know. I think so anyway. So I love it all.
And your wife, does she do any singing or?
She does play a little bit of guitar, but she's an artist as well. She does a lot of art, and there's some pictures up around her house, and she's an amazing painter. And yeah, look, just looking after the three boys, me being included, one of them is probably hard enough for her.
Now, what age would that be?
At what age did you start to sing?
Look, I always sang. I sang Two Little Boys at 6, and somebody's got that on tape somewhere in our family. They've been running around trying to find these tapes and all this stuff that we're going to try and put in clips. And they've actually just found some old footage too of when I was a junior playing soccer too. So we're doing this big roundup at the moment. I've just got all the old albums that we've picked up at home with Mum and Dad had them there ready for me and stuff. So it's been a bit of a memory lane trip, this one. But yeah, 6 years old. Kind of the soccer thing took over there, and I just sang, you know, garage bands and all that sort of thing, and soccer was the priority, and then it flipped around. So.
Did you always play country, or did you kick off rock and roll first?
No, I did the rock thing for a while, and I started doing the rock thing on a Friday a while ago, and doing the country thing, and then the country thing just took over. I much preferred that, but I grew up on Johnny Cash and Elvis. That was Dad's what was in the house.
Or was that all what
That's
he was
what
singing?
came around, yeah. And then he used to love Willie Nelson as well. He actually used to sing to all the girls I loved before to Mum, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good song choice. You know? And he's like, she's not getting it. I'm like, maybe don't sing that song.